Hello and welcome back. Okay, so we are on a 4 skull contract here, next to the monument to hopelessness, Nomen est Omen. We don't see what's inside currently because I loaded the game, but we did see what was inside, and among other things there are 2 Necrosavant champions. So that's exciting. We also have a perk point for Alice, and I've decided to go with a thematic role-playing option here. Favorite enemy undead. So this will grant her some bonuses based on the number of undead kills she's gotten. Bonuses to melee skill, ranged skill, maximum damage, and resolve while fighting the undead. Right, I'm not sure if this is like the best choice we could have made. Maybe I should have just gone with, like, hammer mastery here, since she is using a hammer. Or maybe something like battle flow. But I will take the favorite enemy undead perk here. Quite fittingly before this nasty fight as well. So I think we are ready to go. Let's see who dies. Alright, well, here we go. Here we can see what's inside. Plenty of nasty enemies. I have also done, once again, some planning with Plan Your Perks. I've optimized some armors. And also I changed Gerard's weapon, so he is now using an ancient fan axe, which has a 6 AP strike attack that has a range of 2 tiles, as well as round swing, split man, and haft strike. That is a Legends specific weapon. Anyways, 21 enemies. We will probably back off, but let's wait and see what they do. Kind of a weird choice there. Indecisive. This one as well. Okay. Well, since it seems like they want... Well, let's see. Let's see. Will any of them be in melee range? No. Okay, well, in that case, we will back off. I'll mark someone. Also, yes, one thing I'll mention is that Volrad here, being a monk with fortified mind available, I've decided that he will take rally the troops. And I may even decide that he's going to be our bannerman. We shall see, since we've had a little bit of trouble finding one. Anyways, I'll mark this one, then we back off. And this is 14 fatigue, but I don't really benefit from using it, so let's not. And then we wait. That's the spirit warden. Pun not intended. Well, if that is a pun, I'm not going to think about it. Is it a pun or not? Somewhat ironically, our netmaster has been trapped in a net. Anyways, let's see what to do with Payen. Yeah, we don't really have a shot here, but there's also no good spots to move to. That's not really... That doesn't really matter that much. Let's free Susanna. And then, do I even want to move? Not necessarily, as the savants should be engaging. If not now, then next round. Though we do have the rotations on plenty of people, so it's kind of fine. But anyways, don't stay there. I'll just move back like one tile, it's fine. Okay, time to throw at least, let's see, a few nets. But I want to save some for the savants, of course. Will you back off or not? 63 hit points. Let's back off one tile. Okay, there's champion number 1 and there is champion number 2. So a one-handed cleaver and a two-handed cleaver. Ramesu the Unforgiving and Sobek the Defiled. Okay, so if I rotate Engelard, we get a decent, not fantastic creep. I suppose I will. Okay, Sicklebolt, good luck to you. So, yes, Necrosavants are immune to being stunned. Because they have composure. Well, this is the priority target, go for it. Nice. Now we start spamming the heightened senses. So yes, they're here now, but they will very likely want to move. If they can. But I will use nets, of course. I suppose we don't want to stay in the miasma range. Let's move there. Okay, mark. And then I want to mark the other one as well. So that means moving 2 tiles in this direction or here. Let's move here, which is a... Well, then again, that would block Archid. This is a little bit dangerous, though, with Volrod. A little bit. Did we have a rotation nearby? Kind of, yes. We have Aton. He's not quite a tank yet, but perhaps we'll just accept it. Well, yeah, well, we can also attack the Honor God. Sicklebolt is good, and he's in a dangerous spot, but I think I prefer, if I had to choose, Volrod surviving. Sicklebolt, of course, does have the very annoying double-tongued and nyctophobia traits. Though it must be said, the double-tongued has yet to trigger even once. Alright, let's just do this. Okay, and 2 attacks here. Well, Alice is right next to this, and that's probably a kill, so either attack this one or move. Let's do that. Okay, and the main reason I switched into this weapon, of course, is this reach attack, which deals okay damage. So probably go for this. It's actually a 95 as well. Alright, and we also have the whip guy, of course. Can go for a disarm on Sobek. So I suppose we will. 50%. Nope. Okay, you can stay there for now, and you can get yourself out of trouble if the need arises. Okay, Othelindis has a 52. I can also just use a net. And I will, of course, yes, this champion was still unnetted. I can use another one if I'd like. Let's not yet. Right, and Aton. Well done, Alice. He's getting plus 18% melee skill and maximum damage here. And also plus 50% resolve, so he's at 195. So mind over body value is at 45%. And attacking with the smite is 9. Shatter is 17. Fat. Anyway, tries to, I guess, handle this flank, so move there and then you hold. So yeah, this weapon will hurt a lot. So we'll see what happens here. Elin does have the 9 lives though. Okay, you just wait. When in doubt, just wait. Sicklewood, I think, will wait because of the Ancient Priest Horrify possibility. But I may as well use this. Since we don't have Patient Hunter. 0 AP weight. Very realistic. Okay, Wiltrud also has a rotation. I think because of that, she also waits. I may want to utilize it. Alright. Immediately injured. So you have crippling strikes? Yes, yes you do. How about the other one? Yes, of course. Why wouldn't you? And let's mark this guy. And maybe this one as well. But then maybe hold off. Save your fat, even though you still have plenty. But I'll wait. There's also nets coming in, so I may want to free someone. 80%. Yes, not quite a kill. Would this kill? Probably. Yes. Okay. Alright. So Ajit doesn't really have much in the way of melee defense, so I don't think I want to move him here to try to free Sicklewold. Reapply the net. And then Suniva is out of nets. Okay, so Engelard. Would be nice to be able to go for these champions here, but alas, too far away. Let's just wait. Some of them will come in range and we may have a reap opportunity that's better than this one. Gerard, just go for it. Like so. Okay, well that's good. The Warden is taking some of this damage here. So it's still going to take a bit of time to kill Sobek, but I don't know. Can I reach Ramesu instead with the disarm? If Hafrid gets out of the way, then yes. Or if Othelindis gets out of the way. And Ramesu is the more dangerous one. So I think we'll try to prioritize that instead. So you wait. Okay, and Thielemann, who is only level 5, has like decent armor, not fantastic. We need to clear some space here, destroy these sacks of bones to be able to rotate Thielemann with someone. Currently that's not really a good idea. Unless I do 2 rotations here, which is actually okay. So that would put El Descendis against Ramesu. As long as we get the disarm, then perhaps that is better. That also means skipping attacking though, and we haven't taken any damage yet. So I think we won't based on that. What is your melee defense? 41. Now that's a somewhat respectable number. Not sure if Ramesu with her 117 melee skill will respect it though. Well, we can also wait. So let's wait. And sadly there goes the Warden, but it did do its job, I suppose. Alright, and I should probably also free Sicklewold now. With Aton. If you can. There you go. Right. Not dead yet though. But I can save this kill for someone else. So let's instead go for this. We have a very nice chance to hit as we are getting that favored enemy bonus, even against the shield obviously. 81% and yes, nice. Alright. So Othelindis has still got 2 nets. Don't use it yet at least. And we also probably want you out of the way for Wolfram. So maybe throw against this honor guard and then move out of the way. Unless, of course, I just get Hafrid the Vala away instead. In which case we can attack twice, but we only have the 1 throwing weapon, so 5 more attacks. Yeah, I guess we'll do it like this. Well, it did something. Not a lot, but a little bit. A little bit of something. Ouch! That hurts quite a bit. Quite a bit. Ellen is in trouble. What was the chance to hit there? 35. Alright, and we are bleeding. I don't have Resilient. We do have Bandage Mastery on Volrad. And I can actually get next to Volrad if I'd like. And now is probably a good time to get the hell away from this. Probably a smart call. The northern flank is doing well. The south is in trouble. Also, yes, we have these wooden stakes. I've been forgetting to use them, but if I equip it now, then after attacking, I can't rotate out. So yes, I probably shouldn't try that. But yeah, I keep on forgetting about that. My bad. And I also can't attack if I want to reach Volrad. Well, I guess it is what it is. So we're taking... Well, I guess it's not that much in total, but out of this hit point pool, it's a significant portion of it. So I guess I will rotate out now. So now we're positioned like this, and Aton can next round perhaps, if the need be, rotate with Eldescendis. One thing I maybe should have done is give Aton a shield already and position him on the flank. Too late now. You can also rotate with someone like Adhit here. To try to prevent from taking more damage. Since that may still happen. From this one at least. Don't think that's a good idea though. And there's the miasma. Mortal misses. Alright. And still Payan is kind of not able to do much here. Perhaps I could move... Well, I can move there. That would be in the miasma though, and within reach of these things. But I guess I kind of should do that to try to get in range of opponents. So let's do so. So this hits 4 enemies, this hits 3 but deals more damage. They do have resistance though. But it does get rid of a bit of their armor. Okay, so do you stay there or do you move 1 tile? There's also this honor guard still with action points, but I think it's going to stay with the priest. That is not within the miasma, so I guess that's a bit better overall. Okay, so we have 3 nets for Susanna. Yeah, the southern flank is looking very bad here. We'll get some casualties, I think. And I do need to facilitate the demise of these enemies. So let's do something about them. How about these? Kind of yes as well. Kind of. You need to get rid of these shield walling enemies as well. The problem is when these champions break free, what will we do if I don't have any nets left? That is a problem. We do have some on some people like Aton. No quick hands though, so that's a bit awkward. Adhit also has them. Probably best to net someone with Adhit. But yeah, we can get 3 potentially with this one. I guess that's worth. Yes, like so. Save the last one, I think. Also move out of that Stupid miasma. Okay, one thing I could try to do is position Haldemar in a way which makes him a good target for the savants. Not sure if they'd go for him, so it's a bit of a gamble. He really doesn't contribute that much here. Though yes, actually, does one hit even from this? Well, at least it seems like it's possible to actually finish off this one, so I guess, yeah, we'll do that now, if possible. Well, at least there's the parry effect, so that helps someone like Engelard finish this one off. But yeah, we can do that next round. If I'd like to position him somewhere in the rear, perhaps. Anyways, we'll shoot. Probably goes for this one. Still we miss. Still we miss. Oh, and Bandage Master is 6 AP. Whoops. Okay, so that means Elaine is going to continue bleeding. Should have checked. I was under the impression that it's less. But we can use it while in a zone of control. I think also the target can be out of zone of control. And also, since this is from the Bandage Mastery, this description should be different. Since we don't have an actual bandage equipped, we just have the perk Bandage Mastery. But anyway, 6 AP, 5 fatigue. Well, it's 4 fatigue after the discount. But yeah, I guess we now mark a few opponents. Which ones? Which ones? I guess this one is a decent one. And one more. We're also bleeding on Volrad, so we may actually lose him as well if we don't manage to kill the middle section of their forces in time. This one is shield walling. That's not going to be a target anyway. Not for a while. And also, yes, we should probably try to prioritize damage on the enemies that go down quicker, so we need to focus on disarming instead. Though I don't remember, they do have a bite attack. How dangerous is the bite attack? Well, I guess we'll find out if we succeed. If we succeed. It also saves some fatigue, so 11 fatigue saved. But we are doing pretty well with it. I guess yes, let's mark this. Alright, and now you need to get out of the way. For Wolfram. And also this flank is where you want to remain to give those defensive bonuses. So move one tile. Do I actually need to have the staff equipped to use this? I don't remember. Because we do have a net. I could also drop the net on the ground, actually. We can do that. That actually makes some sense. And then we still have 2 AP to move, and it's ready for Susanna to take, as long as Wolfram gets out of the way in the future. That seems like a good idea. Also, that's something I should perhaps focus on in the future. Have someone with a lot of nets and then drop them on the ground for our net master. There's also a perk, I think, or there used to be, which allows you to give items. Or am I confusing that with Reforged? Maybe I am. Maybe I am. Well, in any case, we don't have that. So let's drop this on the ground. Like so. Still have 2 AP. Move there. Okay, and art hit. We can either attack or try to free Volrad. This is not the best weapon for this fight. I maybe should have... Yes, I should have changed some weapons. We should have given out another of these fan axes, for example. Yes, that would have been for the best. Guess I'll go for the free ally move. And we fail twice. Alright. Well, it definitely looks like some people will die. That's not a good reap. It hits Haldemar. Single target attack, finishes one. Okay, we have 100 hit points. So I guess we can step into the danger zone. But that move also blocks Gerard, unless he wants to rotate there. Well, we need to get closer to the enemy. That's a given. And there's still this one left, though. And it would be nice to not use Alice on that one, so I could instead move like here. And with the Patient Hunter save 2 action points. I'll do that one. Could also rotate, but let's not. Alright, time to try to disarm. So we can move here. I'm kind of worried about Volrod, but it is what it is. We can replace him. If it comes to that. Elin, I'm fine with losing, kind of. Not happy about it, but fine with it. So yes, we go for this move. Because I don't see any other good options here. Though yeah, another option would be to focus on disarming Sobek. And trust in Eldescendis surviving this, or Ramesu wanting to move away. In which case, the net on the ground is going to be available immediately for Susanna. Problem is though, Susanna has already ran out of fatigue to some extent, and still has a net of her own. Sobek is also dazed, so that helps a bit, not a lot, but a bit. Sickobolt will go down relatively quickly if all of these enemies start hitting him though. So that's a problem. He does have back to basics and underdog though. So yeah, I guess we still go with plan A, so focus on Ramesu. I'm just a little bit annoyed that we spent these action points in moving instead of doing something with the whip. Also, yes, one thing I've changed is now he has a military cleaver in the inventory, but we don't have quick hands yet, so... And also, ideally, it doesn't go into melee, if possible. But also, one thing I could do is disarm these. That's something to consider. They are quite dangerous. It's going to take me... Well, maybe Sickobolt can finish this one. Maybe. But I was going to say it takes me a bit of time to deal with them. We will also need help for Hafrid pretty soon, so someone needs to rotate her out of there or something, because flanking is happening. The ancient spears aren't fantastic weapons, but they are things that can hit easily. Kind of would be nice also to be able to just attack here, because the whip is alright against these enemy types. Chance to hit is 67 though. Ramesu's melee defense is 14, Sobek's is 12. So yeah, one thing to consider is if we go with the earlier plan, the earlier idea of moving Haldemar away from the formation, will that entice them to go for him? That would be the ideal scenario, in which case disarming them can wait. But I can't really rely on that. It's entirely possible that Ramesu here just wants Eldescendis to be decapitated ASAP. Yeah, I don't think we can rely on that. So yes, let's just, after all of this talk, let's go with the original plan. So, let's try this disarm. It's a 54. We do get it. But like I said, they do have a bite attack, so we'll see how devastating that one is. Okay, and Thilman. I could actually rotate with Elders Endis, but I don't know if there's a point. So the other option is basically just to attack and do nothing else. Well, I could use footwork, I guess. Is there a point in that? Probably not. There is also the repel that we could maybe use. I don't really see much of a benefit from that. So yeah, let's just go for this. Deal a bit of damage. Nothing else. Okay, and indeed. So if I leave Ellen here, it's pretty likely that she will die, or at least has to use the 9 lives. We can still rotate. Sadly, the only option to rotate with is Archit, it seems. The only good option. Unless I move Othelindis there. So Othelindis has a couple of throwing nets still. Melee defense of 10, and that's basically because of the heightened senses. 60 hit points. If she gets hit in the head, she's pretty much done for. Pretty soon at least. Elin can't really do much in the battle. Even if she's alive. Not anymore, I don't think. So I'm not sure. She also doesn't really have any initiative, so yeah. So basically this Ancient Honor Guard is the threat. And yeah, the miasma as well. Actually, the miasma is going to kill her if nothing else. Well, the bleeds plus miasma. Don't really mind that much if Othelindis dies. I guess I prefer her going instead. Archit is very good, so I would like to keep him alive. But yeah, if I move away as well, then we can't use Bandage Mastery. Problems abound. I guess we take our chances. We also do have some melee defense, so perhaps it's fine. If it isn't, then that's too bad for you, Ellen. Alright. And Cayenne. Okay, we can actually finally reach a position in which we can shoot the champion Savant. So let's do that. Though maybe I actually missed having the same opportunity last round. Anyways, go for it. That's a good one. Thank you. Alright, so it's a pretty low chance that the Terrify hits someone like Payan. I guess I'll just end here. So at least that means that if miasma is what's used by the priest, then we don't take damage there. And I guess it's far less cheap and cheesy not to try to abuse the waiting mechanic. Alright, so Haldemar. We need to decide if separating him from the rest is beneficial enough. We also do already have Susanna, who is separated from the rest, so perhaps that is enough to lure them in. I'm not sure I want them on Susanna, though. Probably not. She can't survive for long. 50 melee defense is nothing to these things. Sobek at least is getting near to death. Also, I didn't notice. Apparently Sobek is dual wielding. Anyways, so Haldemar. The thing is, if I move him here, he can't do anything unless the savants go for him, so it's a gamble. But his actual damage potential is also severely limited with this weapon against skeletons. So his main utility is to take damage and apply the feint. I think since Susanna is already separated, we don't yet commit to anything, so we just wait. Just keep on waiting. Okay, Elder Sandis has 2 attacks. Like I said, let's instead go for the Honor Guard here. Good job. Then we'll use Patient Hunter. I think I will also wait just on the off chance of the Terrify hitting Elder Sandis. There are 18 of us still though, so it's a pretty low chance that the priest even goes for her. Not sure if that's worthwhile in that case. We also could split shield here though, to be honest. Which can potentially provide us with a berserk soon-ish. That does mean no Patient Hunter though, and it's far better probably to... Now, did we get AP back from doing this? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We get 4 AP back. I think 1 hit is enough. Yes, okay, so we can save the 4 AP. Not going to use Haft Strike. So the decision is whether to wait or not. I think we don't wait. Kind of on the same grounds as we did with Payan earlier. Okay, Susanna waits. He breaks free and goes for Payan. That's fine, because we can rotate out of that. That's actually pretty good for us, I think. Is it though? Who has rotation? Alice. Alice, yes. Alice is the prime candidate to get in melee with Ramessu. With her hatred of undead. Okay, and yes, ideally Berserk. Excellent. And then to decide whether to go for Sobek or one of these opponents. I could also go for a stun. But I don't think that's that worthwhile. The damage is just going to be far better. Sobek is really dangerous, but so are the others, to be honest, at the moment. This one can potentially, if it gets lucky, finish off Elin. And this one can deal a lot of damage to Volrod. This one acts first. Both of them are honor guards, not legionaries. So yeah, if I manage to score this hit, who's going to finish this one? I mean, it may want to move now, so it may go for Susanna. Anyways, I do think we go for one of these honor guards instead, while they're netted. Let's try to save Volrod, I guess. Okay, that's a good one. Well done. Now with Sicklebolt I will, I think, wait, because... Well, then again, doesn't matter. No, it's not night time, so Nyctophobia doesn't matter. Alright. Already in Miasma though, but whatever. Let's just accept it, that if the Terrify happens, it happens. Okay, and Gerard can attack twice, but we don't want to do so yet. Not on Ramesu, at least. Would this kill the Honor God? Maybe. Maybe. Probably not, actually. So yeah, I can wait. Or try to hit this. And that's basically it. Though we can also go for the Split Man. That deals more damage, yes. So if I move here and use Split Man, then potentially that one will activate Berserk. If I move here, then we are also next to Ramesu. I don't want that happening. Yeah, I'll try the Split Man approach. But it's not enough, not even nearly. Right. Well, just end there. Breathe deep, of course. Okay, what is your head hit chance? 30%. So I could try that. I could try that. I think I shouldn't, though. How about if I just rotate? But someone needs to finish this one, so I guess that's still Alice. Kind of a problem, though. Maybe not. I mean, well, yes. The Rompaya is semi-dangerous. But Ramesu is far more dangerous. So I think, yeah, I should probably go for the rotations in that case. So that's 2 rotations. Though Engelart has 11 AP, so Engelart can finish off the Honor Guard. Never mind, let's just wait. And they really want Elin to die. Can I blame them? Okay, Hafrid can move out of the way. And since this flank is no longer under such pressure, I suppose she will. Or will she? Yeah, I suppose so. Okay, that's somewhat lucky for you, Sicklewold. I'm glad about that. Right, please finish this one off with 1 hit, please. I even asked nicely, but no. Okay. Okay. Sure. Sure. Well, we do need to get Payan out of this mess. And Alice doesn't have Berserk, so that's a bit of an annoying problem there. I mean, yeah, I can get... Yeah, actually I can get Wiltrud in there, and if Wiltrud dies, I'm completely fine with that. I don't really care about her survival that much. You just do that, and then what? You also have a dog. Dog and a kick. It's going to take me a while to be able to get to this ancient gladiator here. Just wait. Wait and see what happens. Alright, so yes, I suppose we should still try to free our allies here. 1 done. How about the other? Yes, good job. Can you just breathe in deep? Okay, so yes, the whip. The whip is now far away. We can disarm Sobek though if someone gets out of the way, so you just wait. So now with Alice, we can probably finish, well, most likely finish off this one. We'll have 3 AP left, which we can use to move or have someone else rotate. Well, this one needs to go, and we've already established that Wiltrud can save Payan. So you do that. And sure, move there. Okay, Othelindis, probably get out of the way. And yeah, use a net on Ramessu from here. Get the next one. Okay, Aton has taken some damage. He's potentially about to take some more. I can now rotate Elin if I use footwork first. To relative safety. That means Elin just has to hide away, basically, at this point. If I do so. But yeah, I suppose I do want Elin to survive. And yeah, that means I don't need to use the Bandage Mastery. Now it's a bit of a shame we have Bandage Mastery, and I'm kind of unable to use it, though. Kind of a shame. We also have a couple of nets, so I could go for those. Elin is a bit of a liability. She'll be okay later on, if she survives. But yeah, not really much more than okay. For a long time, at least. But yeah, I guess I kind of owe it to her to try to save her. So I suppose I will. Oh, never mind. I'm a goofball. I don't actually have enough. Not enough fat for a rotation. Never mind. So you are on your own. And also, yes, I'm actually even dumber than that, because Elin herself could have just footworked out of there. So that's a huge waste. Whoopsie daisy. Well, anyways, just attack from there. Okay, Volrad probably needs to shield wall, try to keep himself alive. Let's do so. Mark Ramessu again, Mark Sobek again. Continue to take damage, of course. Okay, so now, yes, with Elin, I guess we do go for the rotation with Aton. Though, let's think about this for a second. So losing 13 from the bleeds. So one hit will activate 9 lives. Which means technically... No, I shouldn't. I shouldn't stay there because the miasma. That's too much of a risk. Yeah, I can't really afford to take any damage on Elin anymore. Not while in this situation. Okay, so just get out of there. Do you also attack once before you go, though? We could do that. Kind of we could. So the bleeds and the miasma will activate 9 lives, right? After which, next round, she gets the hell away from there and should survive. The other option would be to just get the hell out of dodge already. So we can do 2 rotations, which means Wolfram can actually attempt disarm twice on Sobek. That's potentially more useful than the split with this weapon, which is 50% there. Potentially. Can we do 2? Yes. Yes, we can do 2. Alright, I'll do the 2. And then just stay there. If I run away, then the savants, or at least Ramesu, may still want to pursue. Okay, good result. Good result again. And okay. Okay, so Haldemar. Haldemar. So I don't think Ramesu will be content in staying in that spot. But Haldemar's weapon is actually capable of kind of helping here. Kind of. So I guess we just move him in the middle, and he may also be chosen as a target by some of the other enemies. Maybe even Ramesu herself. Right, move there. Susanna has 1 net left. There's 1 on the ground. Is it underneath Hafrid? I forget. No, so it's under... Yes, it's under Elin, actually. Whoops. Yet another mistake. Not a big one, though, I don't think, since we couldn't really utilize it yet. I think we just keep the net here, since we'll need some more still. Which means Susanna does nothing. But also position ever so slightly away from the line, so that she's a juicy target. But I don't think we will. So, kind of counterintuitively, we'll do nothing at all. If this were reforged, this would be a nice recover moment. Oh, that's annoying. So now if I rotate with Alice next round... Well, I guess I'm not doing that anyway. So yes, once again. Okay, I'm really screwing things up here. I am doing that because we can't rotate twice with Wiltrud. But yeah, we have 3 people with rotation here. So surely Payen will survive this. 67 initiative. So yeah, Payen does have more initiative, but can't really do much about it by himself. I can't move and rotate either. In that case, what do I do? Because I really don't want to lose Payen. That would be pretty terrible. 52 initiative. Wiltrud has 61. Still lower than Ramesu. I'm not happy about this. The gladiators have 40 to 54. Not ideal. We do have 31 melee defense, but that's not enough. If I just move Wiltrud here, then that's perhaps enough pressure for Ramesu to want to relocate again. And yeah, I guess there's not really much else we can do at the moment. Let's get Hafrid closer to the action. Ever so slightly. Okay, Suniva. I suppose we just do this. Not much else we can do, is there? Oh, nice one. And Thilman. Thilman. I'll do that. Nothing else. Yeah, I'm worried for Pain's safety here. Oh well. We go for the disarm on Sobek. Then also try to damage. No. Alright, now it would be a really nice time to have taken tactical maneuvers. Because this is looking bad. Just bad. We can do nothing. Nothing but hope. We also don't have 9 lives. We do have Steel Brow and Nimble, but only 64 hit points. And I guess Haldemar just goes for damage on Ramesu. Splendid. I think I may actually want to use a net on the gladiators to improve Pain's chances. Kind of a waste, a little bit, but we'll go for it. We will go for it. Is there a good... Yes, this would be a kill. Nice. Then we go for Sobek again. Yes, very nice, Sickle Bolt. Good job. Ow, 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 ow. Okay, well, we may lose Payan in this fight. And he is a starting character. That is not good. Bleeding times 2. How much is the bleed? How much is it? 5. So the only hope we have is that Volrod can use the bandage mastery. But yeah, these gladiators may... Well, no, actually, we can rotate with... Yes, we can rotate with Biltrud, after which... Well, there's still this Honor God here. Then we can rotate with Engelard. But maybe, just maybe, we can save Payan. I think there is a chance. 11 hit points, let's use the half strike. And we miss a 95, so no Berserk. Okay. Anyways, yes, we do the rotation. There's no other choice here, I don't think. We need Payan to survive. He's a starting character, he's one of the best ones. So you do that. And Resolve is semi-low. And also Fierce Undead. Well, that's already taken into account. Did you have Relentless? Yes, you do. Okay, I'll wait and see if there's anything else we can do. Okay, we also have a rotation on Gerard. So what we can do is 2 rotations in this direction. So that means Payan is semi away from danger. And we also get a reap with Engelard. Actually, no, we are already reaping there, right? Yes, we are. But yeah, it's probably better to rotate with someone who isn't Engelard, so we get 2 reaps instead. Which means... Yes, we'll be at 6 AP, meaning we can do 1 strike. But maybe I should rotate here, just so Payan is away from this Honor God's war site. But if I move 2 tiles with Walrod, we'll be at 5 action points, and we need 6 for Bandage Mastery, which we need. We absolutely need that now. So what do we do? Kind of problematic. Oh dear. One thing I can do is reap only once. Or I just move here and rotate with pain there. No, that's not enough. That is not enough because of the aforementioned problem. So I guess we actually rotate Walrod. And Engelard rotates pain, so the positions are like this. Then Walrod moves 1 tile there. Does the Bandage Mastery thing. Stupid Ramesu. Well, as long as we do this, we can at least attack once. We go for the Honor God, I think. Seems like. So it's 4 AP, even if it's 5 for Engelard, we can get 1 reap in and do this. Yes, and the fatigue levels are fine for it. Okay. So we do that, we rotate here, and we end there with Patient Hunter. So we do the reap first. Really a shame we can't do 2. Also, I actually missed it. Sobek is over here now. Oh well. That's actually okay, kind of. Kind of okay. Anyways, 1 reap. Rotation is only 2 AP. We move there. We save 1. Okay, 1 of those guys gone. There's still a chance that Sobek or someone, if Payen... Well, yes, never mind. I can move Payen by himself, so he doesn't stay in a separated position necessarily. You do that. We need to get Halfridge as well. Closer to these positions. His Honor Guard acts in 14. 10. Okay. Not there. Yeah, move there. Okay, did we just fail because of that? We need to free Volrad, otherwise he can't move. Well, he can still wait after getting turn. So we're probably still fine. Probably. Alright, would be nice to get a Berserk activation with this, but maybe that's not happening. So maybe Tillman just finishes the job, if he can. Could also just try to leave this spot with footwork. Not sure what that accomplishes exactly. One thing I could do is rotate a couple of times and get Elder Sendis there. And that means Suniva is next to the Gladiator. Can handle it for a little bit. Not long, but a little bit. I'll just finish this. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then with Archit. I could move here and try to free Volrod. Maybe I should. Payen is potentially the most important bro in the company. So freeing up Volrod for Bandage Mastery kind of a priority. Also, we can rotate later with Giroud. It's a nasty spot otherwise, but we do have hit points and 9 lives for Archit. Also, the damage from this weapon is not fantastic. So we want Othelindis out of the way for a future disarm on Ramesu, I think. Alright, well, Archit is excellent. If he dies, he dies. We just have to prioritize, I think. We have failed that, but that improves Othelindis' chances of freeing Volrod. Okay, Alice. Alice. Well, we are not getting a net there, it seems. Is a rotation at all good? Staggering Ramesu would be decent. Just getting Sobek also staggered and then potentially being able to kill him would also be pretty damn nice. $84. Well, I guess we go for it. And we have missed. Right about now it would be nice to have a 4 AP weapon instead. Okay. Don't think we do anything else. We just stay there. So Niva still has the dog. The dog could provide a little bit of support. Not a lot. Definitely not a lot. You also do have the grapple, but I don't know. Alright, Wolfram just waits for now, I think. Needs to get, ideally, if I can, to disarm Ramesu, so Othelindis, well, we'll see if she even has enough fatigue. If I lose Payen because of not being able to free up Volrod for the Bandage Mastery, I'm going to be really annoyed. Really damn annoyed. But yeah, I don't think there's anything really I can do about that. Unless Othelindis... Well, if Othelindis fails at freeing Volrod. There's still the possibility also of getting horrified by the priest, I guess. So yeah. We can't break free because this is 6 AP. The one thing we can do is move Payen himself still next to Volrod. That is something we can do. Yes. True. Well, you just have to wait. Right, Horrify fails, that's good. Now that I think about it, let's see, I can still move after doing this. But I need Othelindis out of there so I get Wolfram a spot. So yeah, I'm wondering if Payen should actually move there or not. Well, I want to free Volrat though, because he may be about to get hit by this honor guard, so... Okay, you failed. Well, Othelindis, just move away again. Move there. Othon can not do much, can try to do something. So just damage. Poor damage, but something. I think I want to try to save fatigue for rotations. Do that. Okay, good. Semi-lucky. Well, we still have Elin. Elin is still with us. Can't really use her. And pretty soon the cut artery will trigger 9 lives, unless I manage to use bandage mastery on that as well. Anyways, move out of the way of the net and also potentially closer to Volrod. So over there. Could also rotate Susanna closer to the net. I guess that's kind of worth. Elin will be separated from the rest, so the savant may want her in that case, but 9 lives means she can take 1 hit, and also I guess if it's your time to go, it's your time to go. Okay, and Payan, you need to get next to Volrod. Alright, yeah. So I can free ally, I can reload. Free ally twice available. Someone needs to do it at some point. Is now the time? I guess it may as well be. Though I can also move here straight away. Which is away from this honor guard. But this honor guard is going to be destroyed pretty soon. Unless we get unlucky. Yeah, should be gone pretty soon. Between all of this. It has 10 initiative. We can move later if the need arises. Try to free, and finally we succeed. And we bleed, left at 4 hit points. Okay, Susanna, go pick up the net. I don't really see much else for you to do. Then just end there. Okay, Wiltrud. Is there any point in not attacking? Well, you can't even attack, never mind. Because stamina. So I could equip a net. I don't think there's a point in that, since you're probably better served in either attacking or rotating next. Just do nothing. Alfred probably just stays there, right? Yeah, I think so. Okay, and Sunniva. Let's not use the dog, I don't think. So once again, just attack with this. Don't really see much else we can do. Staggering doesn't accomplish much. Grapple maybe, but nah. Alright, and then disarm, ideally. It succeeds. Okay, bandage mastery. There you go. Payan is now bandaged. He's at 4 hit points, can't take even 1 hit. Alright, which one to mark? I guess this honor guard here in our midst. Well, this one is also something that needs to go, because we can't move with Sickle Bolt otherwise. 5 melee defense, 30 melee defense. Okay, let's go for the one that's in the net with the shield. Ouch. Well, that hurts, but better you than Payan. Now, the thing is though, Payan cannot move. Yeah, we cannot move. So we just have to rely on our damage to deal with this Honor Guard or Payan dodging. So I can move here, yeah, that's something I can do. Don't think Ramesu will move there. It's possible, I guess, but I don't think the Necroswant AI will go for go for that. So we can just go for one shot here and hope for the best. I'm once again willing to sacrifice everyone who isn't a starting character. Yeah, I think we stay. Despite the risk, because the risk will exist elsewhere as well. Also, yes, I don't need to worry about Ramesu for a moment, because trapped in a net and disarmed. So it's just this honor, this Honor Guard against Payan. 53 hit points, not a lot of armor left, so we have the Reap, 2 Reaps for Engelard. And we also have Gerard. And maybe Sicklebolt. Probably not Sicklebolt though. I mean, that should be enough, right? Famous last words. Kind of. We also have Wildroot. For one attack there. Which we may need to take. I'll risk it. I'll stay in this spot. We also want to end turn, obviously, because of the miasma potential. As we go for the higher damage attack, since the others have the resistance. I could also go for Sobek, to be honest. Single target. What happens if Otelindis dies, though? In that case, Payan is the one who's a potential target. We also have Elin here. I think we kind of need to go all out on this, so Elin will have to contribute against Sobek. Alright, so you just stay there. And also, yes, one opportunity is that we can knock back. The thing is, though, it may just decide to move on us again. However, we can use Shield Wall and also move, if this succeeds. And it's a 92. Need to dodge Ramesu's bite, if so. Potentially possible. However, if Haldemar cannot move next to this, then it's free to move up again. Unless I move like Archid in the way. So I don't think I should risk it. We should just rely on having the damage instead. What's your chance to hit this? 86. I guess we go for Ramesu. Yeah, I think we'll rely on the 2 Reaps as well as Gerard, etc. But then again, yes, this can actually... If we miss something... I don't know. But we also need to kill Ramesu, and this actually deals full damage against Ramesu. Alright. We can use the net on this Honor Guard, but we're kind of running low, and Ramesu is potentially about to break free. So I think probably not. Yeah, breaks free and goes for... Okay, they're teaming up. Teaming up on Poor Otelindis. We do have 2 disarm opportunities though, and we still can net both, so maybe... Okay, Sicklebolt, do you try to move? 75 melee skill, you have 45 melee defense. I think we do try to move. try to get this honor guard here. Though I did mark and net this one, and I don't know, now we still have El Descendis there to handle that. I'll try to move since we haven't taken that much damage. Okay, successful. Alright, that should take care of this. One more hit is needed. You do that. Don't do anything else, I don't think. For the flank there. And now we can rotate. Do we rotate Alice, or does Alice go for these? We can also just move Alice and use a shatter there. I think we need to prioritize the savants. So in that case, Wiltrud. I'll just see if this fit. Well, will I? Because we also have Gerard. No, we can finish off this one for Berserk. And it's not enough. Left at 2 hit points. Well, it's something. It is something. Okay, so I guess we try to get Berserk from that. And we'll instead use Engelard on these opponents here. There you go. And you also go for this, I think. Also, maybe try to reach the savants. Is there a point? I don't think so. We just go for that. And there. Oh, jeez. When I saw what happened here, I was actually worried something like that might happen. And it did. But luckily for us, there wasn't a headshot. In some battle, I will forget that in Legends they can do that thing. And also, while in melee... Yeah, they have throwing mastery. But it's from... Is it from point blank, which allows you to... Well, whatever, it doesn't matter. But anyways, Payan survives. What was the chance to hit Payan? 43. Okay, well, thank you, armor. Okay. How much ammunition do they have with those? Is it 1 or 2? How much does Volrad have? Okay, seems to be only 1. Anyways, Engelard. So either 2 attacks on this. Well, not yet. So you just wait. Yeah, you just wait. At this point, though, maybe Payan, well, next round wants to leave this spot. Oh dear. I think Hafrid wants to move out of there, so Volrad can bandage Elin, so we don't lose the 9 lives. So we'll use this, but do I move here? Or maybe even next to Ramesu. Maybe. Pretty soon Aton will be able to save, maybe. But Aton is... Yeah, Aton is out of fat. So who has rotation? Well, Elin does, yes. Okay, let's do this. So Hafrid there, do... Well, we can do this, but let's wait first. Flanking is happening. Also, yes, not all of them have thrown their backup spears, so yeah, I probably want Payan far away from anything like that. This is a bit problematic. At least a little bit. Yeah, Alice probably goes for these, but first waits, right? $21. Alright, good. No Berserk, but 1 opponent less. Then probably just end there. You keep on waiting. Hurts a bit. Okay, so bandage mastery again. Good thing I took that when I did. Alright, and Othelind is fleeing, so that means she is dead, I think. And also, Hafrid has been horrified. Didn't see that coming. Seemingly that did not disable heightened senses. But yeah, Othelind will die, I think. Oh well, rest in pieces. Well, let's not say that yet. Okay, so Aton probably just waits for now. And we don't have enough fat. Oh, goddammit. Wolfram is also horrified. No disarms. Okay. Anyways, Elin just holds there, I suppose. Will potentially rotate with someone at some point, but not at the moment. I'll equip this wooden stake in advance. Well, we still can net. Okay, did anyone else have nets? Aton does, so we may want to do the drop on the ground trick again. We'll see, we'll see. Okay, just 2 attacks here, nothing else. Alright, 1 more hit needed, yes. I'm not that sad about Othelindis dying. It's not fantastic, but oh well. Anyways, with Thilman, we can't really do much. I don't think we can leave this, but I don't want to leave this. Why? What do I benefit? Well, we can save someone with rotation, maybe. Mayhaps so. Well, we get a better chance to hit, at least, if I have footwork out of this, right? Yeah. Suddenly, it's 80%. Right, and Alice? What is this guy's initiative? 76. Also need to handle all of the rest. But I guess we go for it here. Inconvenient. We need 1 hit, so any kind of weapon would do, not a 6 AP heavy hammer. But yeah, since no one else can do the job in time, because I don't want to keep in there for the gun finish. I guess we go for it now. Also do get next to Ramessu, if so. Okay, 1 down. Just stay there because of Patient Hunter. Suniva. Let's provide an additional target for Ramessu, I think. And just get closer in general. Yeah, there you go. Othelindis is now dead. Rest in peace. Anyways, so yes, Aton has those nets. I think we drop at least 1, but do we drop both here? Well, we want to move because he's taken damage. Enough of it to want to not take more. So drop 1 net. I'll move like 1 tile in this direction. Or do I move 2? If I move here, that's a semi-safe spot for Payen. Blocks this. Blocks Ramessu. is away from these. I guess I moved there. Okay, so yes, Payan, don't shoot, just move. Which one? Which spot to take? Also, where is the miasma? It's on top of Gerard, but where else? What the? It looks like it's only on one tile, but surely that's incorrect. Well, it's not here. That's a bit strange. Not sure what's going on with that. Well, in any case, Payan, move out of danger. And then just hold there. Okay, Haldemar's turn. I think now we wait, because Ramesu may want to reposition again. Could also try to move like here to block these. Which is fine. I'll go for that. Let's block these. Yeah, you just wait. Goes for Suniva next, but hopefully we can now do the disarm. Alright. Go for this. Nice. And nice. Now go for the gladiator or move on someone else. I think now we go for the gladiator. There you go. And Wiltrud. Guess we attack. It's a semi-lucky hit in, okay. Takes more damage. Too bad for you. Right, Hafrid does that. Does she do anything else? We'll see. I will just wait. Gerard probably also waits. And Gillard waits as well. Alright, so we can only do one. So I could immediately use the net and then try it. There is always the risk of getting horrified again. You don't get the mark, but I think it's probably better. 100 resolve, but we saw it succeed once already. So I'll do it. Use the net 52 and yes, good job. Good job. Okay, I'll also stagger with a kick. There you go. I also use a dog. Oh, I can actually use this in melee. Why is that? Is it because Ramesu is disarmed, or is it from a perk? I would imagine it's because Ramesu is disarmed, but Ramesu has a bite attack, right? Well, anyways, it is what it is. Could also switch into the wooden stick, but we can't stun, so it's only a little bit of damage if so. I don't think I'll use a dog. The dog will likely not help that much. May get killed. Well, I suppose I'll do this. Alright. Let's focus on Ramesu. So who's going to handle this one? I can't keep track of which ones have thrown their spears, so that's also a slight concern. Anyways, one hit is probably enough here. Well, it maybe would have been. But it isn't. Right, mark again. So mark some others now. And move. Alright. We are getting there. Here's the miasma again. So that means Elin, if I want her to partake in the festivities still, doesn't rotate there because, yeah. So we just move and attack with 3 hit points and 9 lives. Nice. And also, yes, I kind of forgot. We have the opportunity now to test the wooden stake, which has a stab with wooden stake, which deals extra damage to vampires. And we also have a puncture. If your target is dazed or... Yes, this is just a puncture thing. Okay. Yeah, the miasma isn't in this tile. Go for it. Wooden stake, 60%. No. Okay. Well, maybe next time. Alright, and Susanna, so we can pick up a net again. I suppose we will. Can't use it. Don't. Do I want Engelor to participate in Ramesu, or just handle this? I guess just handle this, since the distance is a pretty great one. So I'll do this. I guess we can also try for the staff days. Zerod, can you hit over this? Yes, you can. Okay, reap in this direction. Okay, and Pain, once again, you need to move. Where, though? Is there a safe spot? This one already threw its spear. So if I move here, the danger is Ramesu breaking free and us being unable to do anything about it. In the middle is okay-ish, kind of. There is a non-miasma tile. Would be a big shame and a little bit amusing if I missed a miasma tile and get someone killed like this when they're at 4 hit points. Anyways, you can stay there, I think. There's also a slim possibility that I'm wrong about the number of spears that they have to throw, so that would be pretty bad indeed. Because it's possible that one of the perks that they have, like throwing mastery perhaps, gives them more. I'll actually check if that's the case. Not from throwing mastery, at least. Well, we are already here. I'm not going to move to the miasma, so whatever. Stay there and hope for the best. The power of positive thinking. Alright. Positively think your way through this sack of bones as well. You wait. And you wait. You don't wait. Good-ish. Don't do that. Just end. Okay. You do that. Get ready to die, perhaps. Didn't? Okay. Since I have Patient Hunter, I'll not move in melee there to use the higher damage split man. Not sure if that's correct, but I have done it. So some move one tile, I think. It's possible, it's pretty likely that... Well, then again. Maybe not. Yeah, just wait instead. Want to see if Ramesu moves or not. And indeed, one hit wasn't enough. I'll wait just in case Ramesu ends up there. Pretty low chance, but I suppose it's possible. Breaks free and waits. Okay, that is semi-weird. Semi-weird. Anyways, odd hit. Nice. Can still take damage as well. We're getting there. 30. Not quite. 4 hit points left. I'll separate you just in case that's enticing enough. And you have to wait because no disarm. And you also wait. Terrified. Okay. Right. Well, we keep on waiting. You don't wait though. Alright, surely we are done throwing nets at this point, finally. Let's try to provide some melee help, I guess. Can finally move on these two. Let's move here first, I guess. Yeah. Okay, just stay where you are. Breaks free and equips weapon. Okay, well that's not good for our guys. However, still staggered. But 60 initiative. And yeah, now I can't use this. I think that's... Either I'm mistaken about them having a bite attack, maybe I'm confusing it with Reforged, or it's some kind of oversight. Anyways, whatever. 7% chance with the grapple disarm. Well, that's more than 0. We can also have a slight chance of dazing with kicking. Daze helps a bit. You don't get the daze though. Well, try it again. No. Disarm. Yes. Okay. And I think I'll just save... Well, then again, yes, we still have one net. Okay, equip that. At this point, I will use a dog as well. Oh, never mind, I can't attack if I use it. Whoops. Far from flawless. Just save your fat. Okay, try it again. 53 this time. No. How about again? Yes. Okay, how much was that? 55. So, like, decent damage. I guess, yes, these are somewhat useful against savants, specifically. Especially if we had, like, a dual-wielding dagger master. The savant killer. Van Helsing. But that's a highly specific thing. Anyways, I guess Payan does hold his position there, so we can go for this shot. We also have Berserk, so I could do this. Okay, well, you tried. Oh, jeez. Okay. Goes for Payan and is waiting. Well, we can rotate. We won't take miasma damage. We actually have a few options for... Didn't you have rotation? Have I missed... Have I not marked it down? It seems I haven't. Anyways, we have a few options. And No, I can't change it here. Anyways, we have a few options of saving Payan again. I'll do this at this point. Okay, and yes, we still have a net as well. We can also potentially just kill here. How much is Aton's rotation? Where are you, Aton? I've misplaced you. Too many guys with pikes. There you are. So that is 18. So yes, can rotate after moving. Okay, so I'll go with damage with Gerard. Do I also wait for a net? 73. Well, we have all of this damage. Surely we don't even need to wait. Surely not. Not at this point. We're done waiting. After nearly 2 hours of this. Okay. Surely we have enough firepower. So I'm not even going to bother using the net. Is that dumb? It may be. I'll let Aton handle the rotation, I think. Yeah, we'll just go for this and keep on missing. Did you have underdog? No. Moving melee. Now the thing is, if I don't score this one hit though, it can still go for Payan and finish the job. That would be pretty bad. That would indeed be pretty bad. 5% chance to throw backup spear. Okay, I'll position Elin like this, and that should probably be enough already to keep it away from Payan at least. Okay, let's catch up with this. I guess. Half strike is 4 AP. Come on. Okay, finally. Alright, a lot of effort. Ain't quite over. But it's nearly over. Okay, Payan, you're out of danger now. You can move away from the battlefield. Your contributions are no longer required. Okay, quite the battle. Took quite a while. And now we can breathe easier. Sadly, we have to chase the priest around. Dog gets the bone. Okay, just the priest left. Struggle if you must. Okay, so far from perfect, not completely clean, but a pretty good result. Lind is the only casualty. We get a couple of levels. Pretty good. And we also get 2 famed weapons, as well as masterwork tools and masterwork fabric. So cleaver number 1 is pretty unspectacular. Cleaver number 2 is pretty good. Pretty good. Enhanced damage and enhanced armor ignore, so I suppose we'll build around this. The durability is a bit low, though, so that's not fantastic there, but damage-wise, pretty nice. Okay. So indeed, that did take a while. Okay, Sicklewald, level 11. More resolve. Alright. And I am taking tactical maneuvers plus freedom of movement, I suppose. So it makes sense to start with the tactical maneuvers. Like so. And now that I remember, Thilman, you need the title notification mark there as well. Okay, Archit level 6. And Well, once again, it may be tactical maneuvers. Yeah, I think so. I do like to tactically maneuver, so let's take that one. Mark it down. Alright, and let's return. You lose an Akaton cap. Okay, I'm not going to whip. Am I? I do want to get rid of being a drunkard on pain, because that's minus 10 ranged skill. I think you can get rid of the drunkard trait also with the sober them up option. But I think that only applies in Legends. And it's a chance instead of guaranteed. I'm pretty sure, I'm not completely sure. Also, despite it saying Akaton cap, it's pretty likely it also had some attachments to it. We'll go with sober them up. I'm not sure if we had one happy powder. I think we actually might have it, but even so, I don't want to risk it if we don't, if I misremember. Anyways, sobering them up was enough. It was enough. So I'm not sure if that indeed is just a chance to happen or guaranteed in Legends. Anyways, is no longer a drunkard. The mercenary's drinking must be a result of something. You set out to find out what the cause was. You give... Okay, well, we can kind of guess that events in the last battle would have been the cause of at least this instance of drunkenness. You give some water and food to the drunkard and have them exercise until they sober up. Yeah, that's a good idea when you're at 4 health. You sit around the fire after others fall asleep and talk on the concerns that haunt them. Pain tells you their story of abandonment. You talk for a time about not letting the past govern the future. Something stirs deep inside them, and they swear they'll never make this mistake again. We may have found the cause. Okay, well that's good. And speaking of drunkenness, Ottendorf now has high spirits. Pretty nice payday there. Okay, I think we'll just take this caravan now. That gives us a good amount of time to recuperate. We also now have a whopping 3 roster spots. So did we have a happy powder? Yes, we have 1. Well, we don't need to use it now. Relived the past and realized the error of their ways. Anyways, there's some recruits here. I guess I'll check them. 3-star melee defense, 3-star fatigue, seamstress. Well, let's see. Are you any good? Are you any good? Starts at 0. Does not get shields. Irrational and hesitant. Okay. I think we will pass on this. Not terrible, and we could purchase the shield perk group. But also is lacking some other tanking perks, so I guess not. Does have tool perks. Dog perks. I don't care about the dog perks though, I don't think. Anything else? Can inspire. Well, in that case, maybe keep her. So just inspire and takes like tool perks. And also skillful stacking, etc. Would be nice to have some resolve stars. And can also act as like an off-tank. And if she dies, it's no big deal. Okay, I probably will actually end up keeping her. We'll see though. Anyone else? We have a couple of witch hunters. Not this one. And I don't think this one either. Though they can roll decently with the range skill, even without stars. So if I were to gamble on something like that, it would be this one. But yeah, I don't see these talents being that conducive to anything good here. So I will skip. How about an expensive fisherman? No. How about a peddler? Nah. We'll have decent initiative and bartering, but nah. Okay, I'll waste money on this guy as well. Okay, 3-star melee defense, farmhand. 900 upfront, 1-star melee skill, 1-star initiative. Medium and heavy armor, so doesn't even get dodge straight away. Also doesn't get shields. Kind of mediocre, to be honest, at this point, in that case. Probably skip. With more stars in melee skill, I wouldn't skip. Yeah, we can do better than that, so let's skip that one. Okay, so we will take this caravan. We won't, I guess, purchase anything like that, but we will get the expensive ammo. Like so. How about medicine? Yes, we'll get all of it. All of your finest medicine, sir. You heard me. All of it. Right, so let's take this caravan. I don't even care where it's going. Instant mark. Good enough. And while I remember, nets. We also have a dog from the thrower, whatever her name was. May her soul rest in peace. Who gets the dog? Maybe Payan. Though with Patient Hunter, maybe not. Stillman? Let's do Stillman. We also had nets on some others. Let's make sure we don't run out of nets. Running out of nets is bad. Okay. And I suppose... Yes, I should probably equip Ita here with something. Well, that something may as well be nets. For the most part, nets. Also give her a fighting spear. Some armor. Let's not go too heavy though. That's fine-ish. Okay, and then we need to set up camp. Treat this stuff. Also repair things. So I will check if Alice has Cleaver Mastery, because we may have found the weapon for her. In a moment. We also want to salvage, probably. Salvage some things. Not a lot though. I'll just leave one person there. They're gathering medicine. That's kind of fine. But I'll assign a few of them into scouting instead. Maybe one of them into the repair tent. Right, so now let's check if Alice has Cleaver Mastery. No. Okay, so who else could use that? Elin is a possibility. Pretty low melee skill, though. Can get faint. So it's a 4 AP weapon, I think. Let's double check. 4 AP, yes. Well, I certainly want to use it. Sicklewold and Eldascendis already have weapon masteries. Aton is a tank. Technically, Gerard could use it. However, we really need to finally get some melee defense if I want to do something like that. So probably not for a while at least. Wildroot does have cleavers, but melee skill is low-ish. Wolfram is kind of one that could, but can't really get in melee range and is already busy doing whipping. Hardhit is already committed to polearms and also doesn't have melee defense. Thilman doesn't seem to have cleavers, so it's pretty much Elin or no one at the moment. Though yes, I can use it without mastery on Alice. Let's see how much fatigue it costs to use without the mastery. 11, so that's higher than this. No, never mind, it's the same number. Okay. Alright. Well, we can't use it without the mastery on Elin, because she's already having trouble with this, which has -3 to fatigue cost. So for now, no one will use it. So I will check if the one-handed version is better than this. Well, I guess arguably yes. So get more fat out of using that instead. Okay. Alright. Let's set up camp. So Finstermark is way over there. Yes, it's that place, yes. We'll stop by at Himmelsdorf. Right, no conditions here. Grimhildur the Lazy. Well, okay, I will give you some money for your troubles, I guess. Skip all of these recruits, okay, I think. Fletcher has not much I care about. We will get ammo here, but is the price cheaper here? Yes, it is. So 150 ammo. Flail and poison books. No. I'll get the fresh fruit. We also get the paint sets. Sure, why not? We can make a profit. To make sure I don't run out of money while we're doing this stuff. Okay, I think we're done here. So now we are no longer needing to repair nor heal, so I guess everyone does something else. "15 hours is fine there. We can make dried fruits. Or just wine. Not sure if this is actually worthwhile, using these cooking spices for this instead of making wine. I'm not going to calculate it. We can make more cooking spices. Let's not make anything though. Not at the moment when we don't have that many things to make. Crimson Marauders Camp. Seems pretty easy, to be honest. We may visit at some point. Okay, an undead group is waiting there. Well, that's far easier than what we dealt with. If they want to fight. It seems they do. Okay. Well, I will leave this episode here, and if indeed they want to die a final death, we will allow it at the start of the next episode. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time.